Well, hey there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Christal. We just returned from a very, very amazing family vacation visiting my husband's family. We were gone for a few days, and it was just so refreshing to be around family and get loved on. We went to the zoo. It was a really good time. So, at the time of this recording, it's the summer of 2021 when the country is starting to open back up and more families are getting together and reconnecting and making memories. So I'm so thankful that we were able to do that. And I hope that you are able to do the same, you have, or you have plans to do so, because it really is important to have a good balance when you are working on your business or working on goals in general, to make sure that you have some downtime. We had a really good time. I think our favorite point of the trip, especially for our son, was the zoo. So he got to see a giraffe, or giraffes, plural, elephants, and penguins. I had no idea that empire penguins were so large. It was a fun time. And yeah, a lot of great memories. So, in today's episode, I want to talk to you about the boring stuff and how the boring stuff will actually set a pretty amazing foundation to get you ahead. I know it's kind of an interesting title, but stay with me. But before I jump into that, I want to make sure that you are aware of a really fun educational resource that I offer. It's called Should I Hire a Coach? And it's basically a workshop. And in this workshop, it's completely educational. It's 20 minutes where I teach you what to expect, what not to expect, how to find a coach, how much it typically will cost, and some of the differences between coaching, life coaching, business coaching, and therapy. And like I said, it's completely educational. I don't sell any of my services during that workshop. It really is me determined to educate others about some of the amazing benefits of having a coach, because I so believe in this industry. It has blessed me many times over, and I just want to make sure that there are no myths, and there are no misunderstandings about what it is exactly that a coach can do for you. So I invite you, go to christalallen.com and connect with me there. You can sign up for one of the workshops on my website, or once you land on my homepage, you'll also see an option to just send me a question, or you can do that through video, through text, or through audio. It's a really cool feature. So if you have any questions, if you've been listening to this podcast or been watching the YouTube channels, of course, you can always leave a review or comment, but if you would like to connect with me directly, my website is my hub. So that really is the best place to find me. ChrystalAllen.com. That's ChrystalAllen.com. Connect with me there. I would love to answer your questions, and I would love to see you at one of the workshops of Should I Hire a Coach? All right, on to the episode. So I was thinking about this, how many times we see people who we may admire, or they're in the spotlight in their particular industry, or because of a particular talent that they have. And I think many times we forget that there is so much that goes on behind the scenes to get that person in front of that spotlight for those few minutes or however long, or that person is speaking on a stage in front of hundreds or thousands, or they're performing on a stage, or maybe they secured a spot on a national news channel, whatever it is that we see front and center. And many of us would classify as, oh, that person is successful, they have it together. And I just want to offer you that some of the building blocks that people use to get to the point where they can, you know, enjoy the limelight is something that we all have access to. So I just to kind of like get some ideas going, so you can kind of really grasp this. And once I go over these few ideas, you'll definitely see that, okay, that's stuff that I can do as well. The first thing is managing time, right? Now, some of the big name celebrities. I say that just because many of you probably have someone in your head that you can relate to, or maybe it's someone, an influencer that you follow online or on social media. Most of them, I'm pretty sure, are very consistent, and they're also very serious about managing their time. And this is so important because it can also be so boring, right? This stuff that I'm talking about, it's not sexy, it's not shiny, but it really can be like the gold bricks of building an amazing pathway to a future of you really showing up as the person who you want to be and really living your best life. So, using a calendar to manage your time, making sure that everything that needs to get done that week for your personal self, your family, any other non negotiables or obligations that you have to others or your community, as well as your business or your career, all of that stuff can very easily be put in your calendar every single week with a dedicated time when you're going to execute and take action on getting that item done. And one of the ways that I love to do this is I used to do a to-do list, and many of you probably still do. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it as long as you get it done, right? But a really effective way that I have found and that I actually use with my clients is you list everything that you need to do, which is that to do list. You can also call it a thought download or a brain dump. And then you spend time, like, for example, every Sunday evening or maybe Monday morning. One of the ways that I was learned about how to just kind of take this calendaring system to the next level is a process called Monday Hour One, and it was coined by Brooke Castillo from the Life Coach School. This is where you basically set down for the first hour of your Monday. Typically, it'll take less time than that, but it could take an hour. And you plan out everything for that entire week. Everything has a designated time spot, and you set goals for that week. So that way, when Friday comes, you have accomplished those goals that you've set, and everything has been completed. And it's a really, really rewarding way to do things because if you give yourself half an hour or an hour to do something, let's say you need to um, prepare for a job interview, or you have your own business and you had a client call and you really want to turn this person into or you had a prospective client call and you really want to turn this person into a client. Maybe you're going to spend some time really putting together an amazing proposal for them. But if you give yourself 30 minutes, that's what you do. You get it done in the 30 minutes, because really giving yourself an entire day or just saying, I'll get it done this week, that leaves too much room for error. It leaves room for distractions, looking out the window. What a nice day. Look at the hummingbird. And so I really encourage you to be disciplined with some focused time every single day where you get things done. Okay. So managing your time sounds super boring, but it can be life changing. And then another thing, like in creating value, right? So when we think about, for those of you who are business owners and you're putting together your offers or you're putting together, you know, maybe a presentation or a course or whatever it is that you want to offer to your prospective clients, there's a lot of back end work that goes into that, right? All the stuff that goes into getting that finished product out into the light, right? So that way others can say, "Oh wow, look at that, workshop she put together," or "Look at this amazing presentation or this course that she put together, she or he." So that's another example of, it doesn't just, that finished product doesn't just land there. It's a matter of you taking the steps behind the scenes. And not only is it beneficial for you to take the steps, I really think it's beneficial for you to understand the point where you need to delegate and make better use of your time, where you're really using your zone of genius for the things that are in your wheelhouse, and you delegate the rest of the items. You outsource the rest of those things that can be done to help you get to your goal. Okay, it's really amazing to have someone working alongside you, and you both are staying in your lanes, but you come at that intersection to put together a complete product that you put out into the world. It's a really amazing feeling. And then the last example that I want to share of some of the boring stuff that will get you ahead is self care. And I know we hear about this all the time, right? But it's probably because it really is important. Things like meditation, prayer, exercise, eating the foods that are really going to fuel your body and not just, you're not just consuming, right? So, eating foods that are going to make you feel good, getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, that type of thing. Because if you even take a simple example of someone who is about to prepare to give, to be like a keynote speaker, or give a presentation in front of tons of people, you think they're staying up till a couple hours before they have to go on stage, or they're eating a huge heavy meal, drinking, whatever, and feeling like crap before they walk on stage? I guess they could, right? But how effective do you think they will be? Right? How are they, is that really showing up as your best self? So do those things and really really remember that they allow you to show up as your best self by taking care of yourself. And those are things that nobody will see, right? Many times you're the only person who will know that you spent 15 minutes in the morning, after you drop the kids off at school or after the nanny arrives, to just sit and be quiet and meditate or to pray. And then, when you're exercising, obviously if you're at the gym, yes, other people around you see, but, most of the time we do these things that can be unsexy and boring, but they add up to really amazing things. Because I want to leave you with this. Really, 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 what I truly believe that success is the intersection of preparation and opportunity. Because as I think back over the years, there have been many times, and it's interesting when you have a revelation about this. There have been many times when there were some opportunities in front of me that I, number one, either didn't realize until after the fact of how I really could have um, made the most of that and really just grabbed it by the horns and just really took advantage of it, or I was not prepared. I really wasn't at the place where I could have been, right, to take advantage of that opportunity. So, success is really the intersection of opportunity and preparation. So, I really just want you to not be discouraged when you're doing the boring things. It's okay. It's totally fine. You keep exercising, you keep drinking water, you keep brushing your teeth, right? Your hygiene is important. Eat foods that make you feel your best, where you're not dragging and not enjoying life and that type of thing. So don't be discouraged when you're doing the boring things that no one will see or know but you, because it can add up to some pretty amazing things. All right, everyone, that's it for today's solo episode. And remember, I would love to connect with you on my website, which is christalallen.com. You can sign up for one of the free workshops, or you can send me a question, and I would just love to connect with you. All right, everyone, that's it for today. Remember, you believe, or no, you do have this. And I so believe in you. I'm keeping that in because remember, done is better than perfect. All right, everyone. Bye.